Good day, dear learners and parents. Welcome to today's social studies class. Today's topic is forms of government. To start off, we'll look at two forms of government that we'll be discussing today, and that's dictatorship and democracy. Now, what is dictatorship? Dictatorship is when a country is ruled by one person who has absolute power. This person usually uses harsh power and cruel rules. Now, what is democracy? Is when a country is ruled by a government which was elected by the people. Now ask yourself, which form of government is Namibia, or what form of government does Namibia uses? If you say it is a democracy government or a democratic government, then you are very correct. We as a nation elected the president, which is Hage Geingob. Now you might say, but my parents didn't want Hage Geingob. They wanted Itula. Yes, your parents did elect for Itula, but the majority of the parents, since you are very young, you cannot vote, and other people like your older brothers and older sisters who can vote, voted for Hage Geingob. And that's why he is the president of Namibia. Voting for Hage Geingob makes Namibia a democratic state, a democratic country. It wouldn't be the same if it was a dictatorship, because nobody would vote for the president and that president would just come and have the power, and that would be it. Now let's look at the characteristics of a dictatorship. There is violence and suppression of different political ideas. If I'm the president and let's say Ms. Lwangwa is a dictator, she doesn't want you to even think about Itula. The moment you think about Itula, I can send you to prison or even murder you. So a lot of violence and suppression on different political ideas. You are not wrong to like Itula, it's who you like. But because Ms. Luango doesn't want you to do that, so I kill you or I then put your family in prison with you. There is no respect for the rule of law. Certain individuals are above the law. Being above the law means that not any judge can convict Ms. Luango, meaning that even if I kill you, your family, whoever you love, I cannot be put into prison. No judge can sentence me to prison because I am apparently above the law. Trade unions are controlled. Trade unions, the exchange of money, they are controlled by the government. Fear, intimidation, and violence by government security forces. People are intimidated by the government. They are suppressed. You would see maybe Ms. Luango putting soldiers in every street who would control where you are going, what you are doing, what shows you are watching, and other things. Army and police serve the interest of a few people. In this case, it would be if a minister could call the police, maybe a robber went to his house or something drastic, then the police would go to the minister's house. But you, since you are nothing, even if you would call the police, no help would be given to you. Interference with judiciary. Like I said, the judiciary system is faulted because people think they are above the law or act as if they are above the law. Now, an example of a dictatorship was a president in Uganda. I think you have heard of him. There are many films made of him. His name was Idi Amin Dada. Now, let's just see what some of the people had to say about his rule. Here it says, there are many different cultures in Uganda, but our people found it difficult to respect other people's cultures and work together. Also, leaders like Idi Amin did not respect other people's opinions. He did not accept opposition and did not allow a multi-party system. Idi Amin was very cruel. His army killed many people who opposed him. Now, understand this point. He was a one-party system, meaning that if it's SWAPO, then it's just SWAPO. No RDP, no DTA, nothing of that sort. One ruling party or one-party system. So if it's just SWAPO in the country, just SWAPO. And anyone who's against SWAPO will be killed. That's how it was with Idi Amin Dada. She also added, our fields and crops were destroyed. The roads became bad. People did not feel safe in their houses. Many left the country. Industries broke down and Uganda became poorer and poorer. This is the whole system where the richer gained more power and became richer and richer, and the poor became poorer and poorer. A very sad situation, isn't it? Now let's speak a little bit about democracy, which also includes our country as being a democratic state. What are the characteristics of democracy? We have regular elections in every 4 to 5 years. The democratic states have regular elections, like what happened now. People voted President Hage Geingob again. We have open discussions, which is freedom of speech. You can openly say that I do not like Hage Geingob, I like Itula, and nothing will happen to you. It's your freedom of speech. You are free to say whatever you want to say. That cannot happen in a dictatorship. Democracy everywhere, meaning that everywhere people can elect, everywhere people will be treated fairly, everywhere people will be treated with equality. Protection of human rights. Our police and our military service, our soldiers, they are here to protect you as civilians. They are not only there to protect ministers and the president, they are here to protect you as civilians. Accountability. If you do something wrong, or whoever does something wrong against you is held responsible. Transparency. Open and clear government. Our government is transparent. The laws are clear. Everything is clear. Nothing is, how can I say, goes sideways or whatever. Everything is direct. It is written. You can read it. You can prove it in court. And that's what makes it a democratic state, because it's open and clear. Transparency. Now, we have an example of a democratic president, which is Hage Geingob. He was elected, and therefore he is one of Namibia's democratic president. We have two other former democratic presidents. Sam Nujoma was voted by the nation. Hifikepunye Pohamba was voted by the nation. So they were also democratic presidents, and they allowed multi-party systems. Now, this is how a democratic government works. There are 3 branches of democratic government: constitution, which is the set of laws that our country has formed up. We have the legislative branch, which is the parliament, the executive branch, cabinet, and we have the judicial branch, courts. The parliament consists of the National Assembly, National Council. These are the people that make the laws that protect you and me. And they are also the ones that make sure that our will as a Namibian nation are expressed. The executive branch, which consists of now the president, the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, ministers, and their deputy ministers, plus the public servants, are the ones that carry out the laws formed by the legislative, which is the parliament. So they make sure that these laws are carried out, that these laws are applied by the people and applied to the people. And then the judicial branch, which are the courts, which consist of judges and magistrates. they ensure that these laws are put on and that people respect each other through law. So if you go against the law, then you are held accountable. They make sure that you are held accountable because you went against the law. And if somebody has done something wrong to you, then that person is held also accountable because the person done something wrong to you. I hope you understood the lesson, and I'm looking forward to our next lesson.